Hello everybody, I hope you had a wonderful week and all that stuff. Let's go and read the new fucking chapter, shall we? We've waited enough. But quickly before that, quick reminder. We were left off with Luffy Nika form riding Dragon Loki. Or Nidhogg. I'm reading the title of chapter 1175. Nidhogg with an asterisk. So I'm sure a lot of theories came true. I was betting on the Jormungandr one. And I mean, before we saw the dragon form. I'm not that stupid. Anyway, let's go. Sanji came in to save the day with a Diablo Jambe. Of course, we were left off with Nami saying Sanji-kun on the other chapter. So it was expected, I guess. That's our Sanji. Who said that? Those vines are weak to higher temperatures. We found the weakness. Everything is weak to fire. I'm afraid there's no time to celebrate. This haki. The haki of Nidhogg Loki. What is that massive shadow? I like how Oda kept the theme throughout One Piece of guys getting bigger and bigger. Pause. I mean, the villains usually becoming larger every time. And now we get guys like Loki who can fart and tear down a village. Remember when Arlong's size looked intimidating? But I mean, we're getting to that apocalyptic ending, so it makes sense. Especially if we believe the theory of the Red Line being alive, being the actual Jormungandr that we talked about earlier. Anyway, we see the children that were saved crying because their parents are like half dead, they're bleeding. When they went down with them, I'm sure they'll be alright. Loki, take the kids somewhere less dangerous. Not my problem. All of you climb down now. Oh, it's Zoro. We get a close-up of the dragon form from Loki. He looks less menacing, you know. Still cooler than the dragon from Punk Hazard. That's for sure. Speaking of which, remember that Vegapunk was trying to make dragons on the behalf of the celestial dragons who have an obsession for some reason. Maybe we'll get some hints on this chapter about that shit. And actually, Loki looks kinda like the mix between the two dragons that Vegapunk made that we saw in Punk Hazard. The little green one on the face and the body of the red one, but less fat. Let's continue. Ja Rule with the announcement that the children are safe. Cool. No more hostages. Oh yeah, that's right. So you can go loud now. Don't tell me that dragon is... Yep, it's Loki. This place should be safe with you here. Nika Luffy talking with Zoro, and a wild Ragnar appears in the background. Giant Nika Luffy, I should say, as Zoro says. And leaves Luffy to take care of the dream demons. Some spikes come raining down from the heavens, or thorns that pierce Oimo. Give up already, you dumbasses. Yeah, and we see Summers freaking out. That creep still after us. I ain't gonna let any of you trash heaps survive. You cheated me out a touching moment. What the fuck? He's still riding that thorny worm. Since the brats were saved, I haven't failed the mission yet, says Summers. I can still take them to the Holy Land, of course. Never give up. That's the core message of the One Piece, right? What the fuck is this? The one worm multiplied. It's like a thorn Cerberus that swallowed a shotgun. What? Oh, is this supposed to be another thorn? I guess that makes more sense. I'll finish off their dying parents. Taste my rapid fire thorn launcher. Yeah, okay. I won't let you. And the children take a stand to protect their parents now. What the fuck is going on with this motherfucker, man? What are these reactions? Summer's fucking crying with a tongue out. I'm gonna cry, you're already crying, bro. You morons are priceless. I don't even care about the mission anymore. I'm just grateful to kill you guys myself. I'll never forget the brave looks on your simple faces. Is that a compliment? Or are you inspired by their bravery? I can't understand this fucker. And so he shoots up the thorn launcher. But Luffy's right there, right? So pretty sure they're safe. But Luffy's supposed to fight the dream guys. So maybe it's actually time for Usopp to do his thing because he needs to become the Elbaf legend. I keep saying. Also, now that Summers has missiles, it's a battle of snipers, kinda, you know. Let's see. Zoro. Okay. What am I saying? These guys are like half a country away, right? Zoro cuts the thorns. Luffy laughs. Classic. Who did that? Zoro. He's a member of my crew and don't you forget it. Let's go. Luffy has a fucking thunderbolt in his hand. As we said in the previous chapter, the D always brings a storm and prepares to attack Summers with first of all, he locks on the target and then hits him with a booming Dawn Thor rifle. Jesus. Thor. He used a move with the Thor name before, right? My mind went to the movie Strong World, where he got his foot in the clouds covered in electricity and took down Shiki, the golden lion. Boom, got his ass. Oh shit. How his face is gone. This guy dematerialized. And now the children are free. I finally got to see it. Luffy-kun's white form. He really does look just like Nika. And Luffy's there with his iconic pose, laughing with his D smile. I believe he's the one, the warrior of liberation. Do you say Nika? Half of Summers still yapping. Pfft, that's just a tall tale, told to scare kids. But he just saved the kids. And you're telling me he's supposed to be scary? Or do you mean Celestial Dragon kids? Because Rocinante told us in Dressrosa that children in Mary Joa were told that if they misbehave, they were gonna get eaten by the D. It's a real Nidhogg. We're really saved by that. And now we have the title drop. About time. Well, time to go. The flames on Loki's eyes returned. What is that? Is that just to look cool? Because that's the case. Mission accomplished. We see Gyaban watching from the distance. That's Loki, alright. This is the first time I've seen him like this too. Yeah, remember, after he ate the devil for the first time, I think Gyaban said that Shanks was the one that actually managed to hold him down and then lock him up. We're about to get another flashback. So you're saying Elbaf National Treasure, it's a forbidden devil fruit. The mythological dragon fruit. That's it? Model? Where's the model? It is said that whoever eats it can transform to the world's most colossal dragon. The size of the creature is relative to the initial size of whoever ate the fruit. Makes sense? Jarul is explaining that a giant would grow larger than a human, undergoing the same transformation, and such giant's growth is naturally even greater. I get it. What if Zunisa ate the fruit? That combination is what brings out the devil fruit's true potential. They say this dragon breathes lightning, and when it flies, its jet black body can turn day into night. Whoa. It's the opposite of Nika. Nika being the dawn bringer, of course. Okay, so he is black. I drew him red the last time, but whatever. So the fruit was forbidden and hidden due to its immense power. Lil Shanks asks. Not quite. It's been protected by the Hammer Guardian, Ragnar. I like the irony. The fucking biggest, most terrifying dragon in the world being protected by a squirrel. Let's go into more of the lore. Jarul is talking about the legend of God of War. Shout out my boy Kratos, who fought with Ragnar, and he had the form of a giant dragon. He locked horns with the sun god. Wait, they were enemies? Or just friends dueling like Dorian Broggy, you know? He was accompanied by a loyal partner, the Ice Squirrel. Ratatoskr. Hey man, it's not a rat. To make a long story short, please do. After his master died, they say the loyal Ratatoskr came to possess the weapon Ragnar and awaits his master's return. Hey, that's kinda like Chocho, you remember that dog in Orange Town? Protecting the pet store for his deceased late owner. But it seems Ragnar is no longer acting as a guard for the fruit's power. It's made its choice. And we have a double spread of Dragon Loki, looking cool as fuck. So Luffy now has rode 2 dragons, Momo and Loki. Or 3 if we're counting Kaido. So the D is the Dragon Rider. I did have a theory back then that the D meant dragon. The only problem with that was my boy Luffy's father would be called Monkey Dragon. Loki does the Boro breath. I mean, what kind of dragon are you if you can shoot fire, man, from your mouth? Oh, and he attacks the fake dragon the Dream Demon Dragon, and the rest of the demons there. He one-shots them. He one-shots half the island there. Trudheim. Gunko/Emu admires the annihilation. So that is it. The Nidhogg. It was here. It was here all along. A quirk of fate. You didn't know? And you were searching for it. Sounds like. Unfortunately, I have no real knowledge about Scandinavian lore. Just one piece. And this is a live reaction, so let me do my usual quick second reading to see if I missed anything or anything else comes up, you know. Let's see. Sanji rescuing the ladies and the guys. We see Loki, dragon form Loki eating a dream demon. I guess that puts more into perspective his humongous size, because those dream demons are fucking enormous themselves. And he's like 100 of them stuck on top of each other. So we learn that Loki is the Nightbringer. Makes sense why he's completely black, as opposed to Luffy in Nika form, who's completely white, and he's the sun god, the Dawnbringer. But now they teamed up, day and night. We have Summer screaming his pants, doing that triple barrel dragon attack. Zoro jumps in, then Luffy pummels him with that electric rifle, saves the kids a second time. I guess the first time they were saved by Loki in dragon form when they landed on top of his back. Then we get to the Summer's line about Nika being a fairy tale to scare the children. If it's about the D eating them, it would make sense for it to be like a dragon. Maybe it's Nika riding a dragon. But Loki hasn't eaten anyone yet. Well, he did have a guy in his mouth previously. Pause. A dream demon thing. So I didn't notice it before, but Chopper is sitting with Gaban. Alright, yeah, he was treating his wounds. Maybe we need some lore on Chopper's devil fruit. Because that shit ain't no human fruit, come on. Not a normal human at least, but Chopper is abusing drugs to get his monster points. Let me see that dragon lore that Ja Rule dropped one more time. He didn't specify a model for the dragon devil fruit. Like for instance, you know, Kaido's was the... Wait, no, Kaido was fish fruit. Now that I think about it. Model Azure Drake. Ja Rule says that what brings out the devil fruit's true potential is the size of the guy. Pause. So size matters, supposedly, but usually in one piece. Up until now, it didn't matter how big the opponent was. In the end, they always get fucked up by Luffy and the gang. Or even like in Marineford, right? You had Horse Jr., who got one-shotted by Doflamingo plus Moria. I guess it was a two-shot. Forgive me. Well, he's talking about this specific case, though. He's saying the dragon breathes lightning. So is that what he unleashed when he opened his mouth? Thought it was fire. But the more interesting part is the jet black body that can turn day into night. What does that mean? You mean creating like the clouds in the sky that block the sun? Or that he himself flies over the sun? You know, he's so huge that he can actually block sunlight. I have the feeling that this is quite important, but I can't pinpoint exactly why. Obviously ties into the sun importance. Maybe he is actually big enough to block out sunlight. Because another instance in the story where day suddenly, you know, turned into night was back in Jaya. Even before reaching the island of Jaya in the sea, when we first met the monkey fucker Masira doing his salvage business, the daylight suddenly vanished and darkness emerged. Because right above the ship, right above Going Merry, past Skypiea, and that's when we saw the giant shadows of the angels casting down. So in that case, what blocked out the sun was a whole fucking island. That's the best thing I could come up with on the spot. Then Ja Rule goes in detail about the legend of a god of war. A lot of gods lately. And that god of war took the form of a giant dragon. Well, in the illustration, he's just a giant. But are you telling me that he was the dragon that Loki transformed into? That was him. But he also had Ragnir the hammer and the squirrel. The ice squirrel, I'm sorry. Ratatoskr. So the squirrel and the hammer were separate, but then somehow combined? Jarul kind of skips over that. He says, after his master died, Ratatoskr came to possess the weapon Ragnir. Wait, the word possess there can mean two things. How did he combine, bro? How did he become Ragnir? Another thing I missed, I don't understand how I missed that, is that the sun god in the picture here in the flashback is black. What? I thought he had pale white skin. Is he possessed by Emu? What the fuck is going on? Also, Jarul used the phrase locked horns. And of course, as we know, Nika has no fucking horns, but one of the perks of getting possessed by Emu is getting that devil package on your head. Unfortunately, I can zoom in his smile, Nika's smile, to distinguish if he's good or evil by analyzing his teeth. Because, you know, in the previous video I said, if you have pointy teeth, you're evil. Whatever. A little throwback. So I guess this is Tommy Reversed Nika. Kina. Also, another thing. Am I tripping, or is that symbol on the shield of our good friend Tommy Reversed Evil Dark Possessed Nika there? That symbol. Isn't that like the tattoo that Harald got? Did I say Haaland? What the fuck? I mean Harald. By the way, this is my live reaction, so I don't go and confirm or refute shit. So if I sound stupid, that's why. That's at least one of the reasons. Yeah. Anyway, last thing about that flashback image. It's also snowing on the background. Here's a video talking about snow. It's snowing in the background, but that's probably courtesy of our good friend, the ice squirrel. I assume, you know, based on his nickname. Let's move on, because my brain is fried. And the flashback concludes with the statement that Ragnir made its choice. It chose Loki. Oh, it actually says it? Okay. And we see Loki in dragon form. We see the snow from the ice squirrel, along with the clouds that block the sunlight with the lightning that the dragon breathes. And right after, the dragon prepares a hyper beam of, I guess it's lightning. That's what Jarul said. Oh, and in the page below, meaning in the last double page, now I see it. It is connected with fucking thunderbolts from all over the place. So it is lightning. And again, the D always bring a storm. Let's see if we missed anything about Dear Emu. She's watching the Dream Demons get obliterated from her favorite flower room in Merijoa, and proclaims that this is the Nidhogg. It was here all along. Where were you looking? This must be what Vegapunk was trying to recreate in Punk Hazard, and failed miserably, I might add. Well, he was a double agent. Here's my final thought before my brain melts. Is that supposed to be Uranus? How cooked am I? I mean, it would make sense for Emu to search for ancient weapons. And also, it would be fitting for Uranus to be a creature that controls the elements while flying, soaring in the sky. Because, you know, Uranus literally means sky. And this fucker here breathes lightning. I don't know. My head is gone. That's it for today. For a first reaction. See you next time. Peace.